In our last example here, we are to figure out what is going on at a point where there's a fire. And a lot of times fire towers will actually use the idea of triangulation to try to figure out exactly where fires are in forests. In this case here, we are actually given 2 fire stations. So it says that 2 fire stations are located a half a mile apart, so that we knew how far a mile was, which is 5,280. If we take half of that, because it said it's a half a mile, then we'll end up with 2640 feet. So let's say that this is one of our fire stations. Here is another one of my fire stations. It says to name them A and B. Fire station A, fire station B. The distance between them, we just figured out, was 2,640 feet, half a mile. There's a forest fire at point C where the measure of angle, all right, so here we go. If we have angle ABC, that's like saying angle B is 41 degrees. So ABC, so C must be up in here somewhere, because when I go and look at from A across to B and then up to some point C right here, a 41 degree angle was made. And the measure of angle CBA, or CAB rather, so angle CAB, which is the same thing as angle A, remember it's always the letter that's in the middle, is equal to 47 degrees. So now when they go from C down to A, then back to B, this is now a 47 degree angle. All right, so that's what our sketch looks like then. So C is actually the fire. This right here is one of our stations. Here's the other station. So we can kind of get a visual of what's going on. We've been given angle A, angle B, and the value in between it. This, once again, is an angle, side, angle, triangle. In order for us to now answer the next question, it says use the law of sines to calculate to the nearest tenth of a mile how much closer fire station A is to the fire than fire station B. And if you think about it, the angle from A, or the angle at A rather, to the fire is 47, which is about a 6 degree increase than what is over at point B to the point C where the fire is. And so if you have a steeper angle, then of course it's going to be a little bit of a shorter distance, okay? So what we know from our past is that between 47 and 41, 41 is the smallest of these 2 angles. So this side right here, side B, should definitely be smaller than side A. That's what we know. So in our case, according to the diagram up here, they want to know how much closer is A to the fire. How much closer is station A to the fire than the fire station B. So we've got 2 calculations we have to make. So here, from A to fire, and then we're going to do another calculation from fire station B to the fire. Regardless of which one you want to go and find, that's your business. But for sure, no matter which way we go, the first thing we have to do is figure out, do you have a pair of information? And we do not. So look to the side, which is 2,640. He's across from C. So we need to figure out what angle C would be. So we know that if you take 47, add that to 41, and add that to the mystery angle C, that should be 180 degrees. And so if you add up the two angles, that's 88. If you subtract 88 from both sides, you'll find out that the angle C happens to be 92 degrees. It's a 92-degree angle up there. So I'm going to start with from A to the fire. And so for from A to the fire, I know that the sine of this 92 angle is at, now this is something I didn't really realize until I got to this problem. Should I have changed my unit from miles to feet, or should I have just left it as miles? See, I don't know yet. So now I think by reading this question though, because he says nearest tenth of a mile, I might better go back and for the lengths of these sides here, I think I'm going to go back and I'm going to say that since this measure was in feet, that now this is the same thing as 0.5 of a mile. And so go back in the unit of miles. This doesn't affect the angle measures at all. And so 92-degree angle is across from 0.5 of a mile. And then that's going to equal to we want to find A to the fire, and so that would be side B. So we're going to go in here and use the sine of 41 degrees is to side B, because side B right here is the measure from A to the fire. If you look at the picture, do your arithmetic and you'll find out that B is equal to 0.5, so we're in the correct unit. This is in miles, times sine of 41 degrees. Divide that by the sine of 92 degrees. And let's see what we end up with. So if you'll calculate for me, 0.5 times sine of 41 degrees, and then divide that by the sine of 92 degrees. And you'll find out that B turns out to be 0.3, and we'll round that to 3.3. Now remember, this is of a mile, and my mistake, it says here round to the nearest tenth, so we'll go ahead and take that one more time. That's 0.3, so it's 3/10 of a mile from A to the fire. We're going to do the same information, or use the same information to go and find how far is it from B to the fire. And from B to the fire, that's actually side A. So we're going to take the same setup. We're going to use the sine of 92 degrees is to 0.5 of a mile. That's equal to the sine of A, which is 47 degrees, divided by the mystery side A. Go in there and do your calculation for me. We'll have 0.5 times sine of 47 degrees divided by the sine of 92 degrees. To the nearest tenth of a mile, I'll remember that this time. 0.5 sine of 47 divided by the sine of 92. If we round this to the nearest tenth, we'll get 0.4 of a mile. So the question was, how much closer is fire station A to the fire than fire station B? So what's the difference? From station A to the fire, it's only 3/10 of a mile. From fire station B to the fire, it's 0.4 or 4/10 of a mile. So station A, right, is 0.1 mile closer than station B. All I did there was subtract the difference between the two. Right here on our picture, what he's saying is that this right here, let me change colors real quick. This is actually 0.3 miles. This one right here is 0.4 miles. And so it's actually shorter distance by 1/10 of a mile if you're at station A. Well, there's law signs for you. There's a lot of information in this one. You definitely are going to want to go through the notes. You're definitely going to want to use the list of videos that I've posted for Chapter 8 on Canvas for Test 3 material. And we will also take any questions that you've got on next week on Monday. Okay, so good luck, and I'll talk to you later.